Welcome. I hope you can all hear me. Okay, we're here. We're going to talk, like I said last week, we're going to be talking about 21st century skills. And every Tuesday, I'm going to be doing one particular skill. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for telling me that you can hear me. Okay, so but before I go into it, there were a couple of you who asked me a question yesterday with regards to the UPSC exam or what stream you need to get into for civil services. And I just really, this is the only question I'm going to take before I just talk about one of the first 21st century skill. So for UPSC or for civil services, what basically it is, it's current events, it's history. So they do recommend that you do things like maybe commerce, so economics, commerce. If you can do a combination with sociology or political science, that's great. You can pick one from the electives. But there are also been like amazing students who've done engineering and stuff and done really well on the IAS exam. So it all depends on what your strength is and what you're good at. So you can go from any stream in order to be eligible. But in undergraduation, in your bachelor's, it is recommended you do something like history or political science or things like that. Okay, so just to answer that question for those of you who were asking me that yesterday. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the first 21st century skill that I had talked about last week. So you remember last Tuesday, and I'm just really quickly going to read it out to you if I can find it myself. Okay, so they are problem solving and critical thinking. So we're going to talk every week about one. All right, so today we'll talk about critical thinking. Then there's teamwork. We all know what that is. There's adaptability. There's taking initiative. There's communication. There's analyzing information and creativity. So every week I'll give you a little bit of explanation of what this looks like, what some of the skills you need in order to get better at this particular skill. Hi, good evening, everyone. And the benefits of having this skill, okay? And also what you can do right now in order to get better at this particular skill. Now, remember that these are skills that are important to you, not only like when you go to work, but also when you start your undergraduate program. Critical thinking is so important. For some of you who are from the IB background or thinking of doing IB for 11 and 12, this is something that they make sure that they train you in. You just have to learn how to think critically. So you all must be wondering, so what does that even mean? What does critical thinking even mean? So let me just quickly tell you. So what it means is it's the act of analyzing facts to understand a problem or topic well. Okay, what that means is that you're able to identify a problem and find a solution for it. Do you understand? That's as simple as what critical thinking is. So someone gives you a problem, you're able to see and analyze and think about what is causing that problem, and then you look for solutions. And it's very, very, very important in order for you to have the skill in your daily life, in your school life, in your college life, in your future life. This is something that you need. Okay, so it's the ability to think clearly and understand and make connections, logical connections between different ideas. So that's what it is. So it doesn't necessarily have to even be a problem. It can be, oh my gosh, look at all of this. There are all these different situations, and I see a pattern through this, and this is what we can do. You know, coming up with new ideas, just looking at different patterns. Now, a classic example of this would be, how do you differentiate between real news and fake news? Think about how much we listen to every day, right? Especially now during this pandemic that we're going through. There's so much information that's been thrown at you. Yes, vaccine, no vaccine. Yes, you will get it again. No, you won't get it again. How do you kind of take all that information and analyze it and decipher for yourself whether this is real or this is fake? And it's a really good practice in order for you to do that. Okay, so what critical thinking does is it makes you question who, what, where, when, why, and how. That's what it means. Okay, so basically you're asking all the questions. What I think about, and I know a lot of you are high school students and some of you teachers who are working with high school students, what do we do when we hear a rumor, when someone tells us about something? What do we do with that? Do we just blindly accept what they tell us, or do you ask all these questions? Is this actually real? or let's not say rumor, because normally rumors are false, but a piece of gossip, right? Someone's gossiping with you and tells you something. How do you know whether to believe that or not? And it's so important that you look at all your facts before you come to your own conclusion. Okay, that's like a practical example of how you could use critical thinking. Okay, so think about yourself and think about situations where you need to do that, maybe on a daily basis, maybe deciding, hey, what subject do I have to, and why am I struggling with this? What do I have to study? Or where do I go to college? Should I stay in India? Should I go abroad? What do I do? How do I pick? There are 10 different best colleges for psychology. How do I pick it? All need critical thinking. Okay, so that's basically you use it more often than not, you just don't recognize. So while I'm going through some of the skills, just think for yourself, hey, do I use the skill or not? And if you feel like you don't use any critical thinking skills, well, you know what, it's about time that you started. And that's including for me, but sometimes because I just feel like it's too much to think, it's too much effort to think, right? Don't you think? So Tanya, you can't hear me. I think everyone else can, but it's so important to actually critically think, critically analyze information that you get, so that we can find good enough solutions. Okay, so think about, even if you don't want to think about yourself, think about some of these careers where critical thinking is so important. So take a doctor, okay, or a nurse in the case of an emergency. All right, take a doctor, take a lawyer, whether they're presenting for or against a case. So maybe these are some things that y'all want to do also. So think about a lawyer. Think about just a simple, like someone who comes to fix the taps or whatever, the plumber. Okay, how are they going to analyze, or an electrician or an AC maintenance guy, how are they going to do it? Do they just come straight and not even ask questions? They just start working on it without asking any questions? So simple things like that. What about a manager? They're getting feedback on a particular product. Okay, how do they take customer feedback and what do they do with it? Do they find solutions, or do they just say, yeah, you know what, nobody's bothered about the customers? Okay, so all of these different professions, all very, very important to think critically. All right, Sanujit, you're asking me a question that is not related to what I'm talking about. However, I will try and answer your question. And I told you to send me an email. Okay. All right. So some of the skills that you need. Now, there are 5 different skills that you need to keep in mind for critical thinking. First one, observation. Okay. What does observation mean? We all know what observation means, right? To see or to look. So a person who's observant or a good observer is someone who will actually look, and they will sense quickly, say, you know what, there's an issue, or there's going to be an issue. They can already see that something is going to go wrong because they're observant. They've been through an experience like this before, so they sense that something is going to go wrong. So when you're working on when you're working in a team, there will be people sharing ideas, to maybe do a project or something, but there'll be one person says, you know what, that's not going to work. Maybe we should try something else. That's someone who's observant. Okay, so observation. So being strong in observation means that you're able to understand why something is going to be a problem, or something is a problem already. Okay, so observation. So think about these careers I told you about, like being a doctor or being a lawyer. Is very important to be observant. Second, analysis. What does that mean? So that means you're gathering all the information that you need about the problem that just occurred. Okay, so then they could be facts, they could be data, they could be information, all of that. Namita, I totally agree with you. It could be a skeptic. Now, an observer needs to have basis for why they think it's going to be a problem. They can't just say, oh, I don't like your idea, that's why it's not going to work. Okay, they have to have reason. It has to be based on reason. Okay, and that's why critical thinking has to have all of these 5 skills. Just being a good observer doesn't mean that you're going going to be good in critical thinking. You need to analyze. So Namita, that's the second thing, all right? To be able to gather all the information and say, hey, on the basis of this, I don't think it's going to work, or on the basis of this, it's going to be a problem, all right? So collecting your facts and your data and your information about what caused the problem or what is going to cause the problem, all right? So analysis is so important in finding solutions for a problem. You will see that for sure, okay? Now the third thing, inference. So the first one was observation, second one analysis, third one's inference. What does infer means? What does infer mean? It means to conclude or to come to a conclusion. So making conclusion is based on the information that's collected. So a doctor, when you go to a doctor, he just doesn't look at you and say, oh, you said you had temperature? Okay, here's your medicine, here's your prescription, bye-bye. Doesn't he ask you questions? And based on whatever you're talking about, then he infers maybe what you're struggling with. Okay, and that's how you need to do even for critical thinking. You need to infer based on all the information. Now, sometimes I do agree that your answers or solutions are limited because it's only based on what you have, and that's why having different types of experiences is important, because then you can rely on, hey, you remember the last time we did this, and you know this is what happened, so let's try it some other time this time, okay, some other way this time. So inference is the third one. Fourth one, which is very, very, very important, is communication. Okay, so the ability to explain the problem at hand and then say, hey, this is the problem, this is the data that I found around it, and this is the solution, or suggesting solutions. Maybe we can try this way, not being very directive or not being autocratic and saying, no, it has to be done this way. Just saying, based on the problem, based on the situation, this is what I found out. These are maybe some things that we can try out. So you need to be able to communicate that clearly. So there could be a person who's really good at observing, really good at analyzing, really good at inferring, but really bad at communicating. And that goes. It doesn't hold good at all. Okay. So Abhishek, you're asking me what is communication? What you're doing right now is communication. Asking me a question is communication. It's two-way, it's speaking and it's listening most of the time. There's also non-verbal communication, which is your body language. So if I sat completely disinterested, that shows and we will be talking about communication because it's one of the 21st century skills. Tejal, I just want to take this, but when you state such problems, they are at times considered negative. So that's what, Tejal, it has to be backed up. If you are going to state a problem, it has to be backed up properly. Okay, you can't just say, I just see a problem. You have to analyze why there's going to be a problem and have enough reasoning for it. And that's how you can't just say, well, I just feel like today I woke up and I think it's going to be a problem. No, that doesn't, it's baseless. It needs to be based. Okay. Yes, Tvesha, my Hindi is not that good. I'm really good at Malayalam, Tvesha. So if you want me to speak in Malayalam, I'm happy to, but otherwise it's only going to be English. This is good for you. It's good for you to learn also. Okay. So I don't want to digress. So we talked about observation, analysis, inference. You remember the fourth one? Communication. And the fifth one, of course, is problem solving. Okay. So once you've identified the problem, you've analyzed all the information and you've discussed the solution with your team, with whoever you're working with, then it's about executing that solution. So just having a solution is not good enough, right? You have to be able to execute it. Okay. So these are the 5 skills that you need for critical thinking. There are different people who say different things, but as school students, high school students, I think this is enough. So observation, finding out what is wrong, observing if there's a problem, what the problem is, and also kind of identifying that there could potentially be a problem. That is observation. Analysis, getting all your information together. Inference, making sense of the information that you have. Communication, being able to communicate what the problem is and what you have, inferred. I can't use any other word, but finding out or discovered what the issue is. And last, problem solving. Okay, so what are the benefits of critical thinking? First of all, It's fantastic because a lot of places now for college applications is the interview, and they will ask you in a group discussion or in a one-on-one interview, they'll ask you to think critically. They'll give you a problem and they'll expect you to solve it. You can't say, well, I'm not familiar with this problem, so I don't know what to do. You have to be able to critically analyze and then talk about it. Okay, so it helps you in a great way in order for you to. Some people are saying that you can't hear me. People from my team, can you hear me? Can you just write and let me know if you can hear me? Can people hear me? Yes. Yashashri and Kirti said no, but everyone else, can you just say yes or no if you can hear me? Okay, so I'm just gonna keep talking. Okay, thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Tejal. Yes, thank you, Namita. Okay, thank you. Yes, Yashashri, maybe you need to refresh and you'll be able to hear me. Okay, so the benefits for you. First of all, doing really well on your college interviews. That's good. Okay, it's very important. Even here in India, lots of places will have college interviews and group discussions. Second, it improves your language. Like someone is saying, can you speak in some other language? Doing critical thinking and problem solving, it improves your language and also your presentation skills. Okay, it improves your research skills because you're going to have to ask all these questions and take into consideration different environments, different situations, and come to a conclusion. So really good. You learn research skills. It promotes creativity. You're learning new and innovative ways of how you can solve a problem. So that's also really good. It's important for self-reflection. So it really helps you to identify your own strengths. Okay, your own values. Who am I? Why was this so important to me? Why did it pose as an issue to me? Okay, also it also teaches you how to make good decisions. All right, and we're just really quickly going to talk about that. But you think about this pandemic, right? So just before going into that, I just wanted to tell you that something like critical thinking is not something that you're born with. It's something that you need to learn. Yes, we can all think, but to think critically is not automatic. It's something that we can learn and put into practice and really sharpen that skill. And now is such a great time in order for you to do that. So some of the things that you can do is maybe try and get involved in projects that deal with problem solving. So look at where you're living right now. If it's an apartment or if it's in a house, look at the community that you're living in. Maybe think about the situation that we're going through right now, right? It's spreading like wildfire. Nobody knows what to do. But maybe start doing your own research, finding out, what caused this? What actually started to cause this? What makes it spread really quickly? What's something that maybe that you can do in your little community that can help people be safer? Maybe come up with new ideas. Maybe for children, just for children, something that you can do. Okay, so start to think critically, start to find solutions. That's what we want. We don't want to be students or educators who are stuck in the problem. We want to be stuck in the solution. We want to be people who can find solutions to problems. And really, students, it's going to get you a long way. Even when you go into employment or if you go into a workspace, they really want people who can solve problems. Okay, you can also, I randomly looked on Google for like critical thinking exercises that you can do. There's tons that you can do. There's lots of games. So I'm not going to suggest any because I don't know what situation you're in. Maybe you have a sibling that you can play some of these games with. There's team related games. There's also individual games. So go check and see some of these critical thinking exercises or games. They look super fun. Even like 20 questions and things like that. I don't know if you've played, but it's so much fun because you can only ask questions. Somebody thinks of something and you can only ask. And it's a really simple game. You can play it with, even if you've got a young sibling, it's something that you can play. So you have to ask questions and the only response you will get is yes and no. Okay. So things like that. Those are the ways that you can start right now to think critically, and you can put this into practice. Now, like I said, it's not something that is automatic. It's something that you can actually learn. So whether it's in your school, during your online classes, whether it's in, like an evening activity that you want to do, whether it's something that you want to do on your own, definitely do that. Okay. So about the decision making skills, this with critical thinking is something that is very, very important, especially for you grade 12 students. If you're out there and you're listening, you need these skills when you are thinking about where you're going to go to college this year. It's never been like this. Like none of us, our parents haven't seen it like this, our grandparents most likely haven't seen a season that we're going through. Like, how are you going to make that college decision? So grade 12 students, I have a task for you. There's a survey form on top of this on top of the chat box. Okay, you'll see it on the sticky note. I would like you to fill out that form if you have decided to stay and study in India, mainly because of this pandemic that we're going through, mainly because of the virus. You've decided you're not going to go abroad. You've decided that you're going to be here in India. If you could just take some time and fill out that survey form, I would much appreciate it, because we're trying to see how we can help you better, how we can support you better. If you need help making that decision, I know some of you have been writing to me. Thank you, Priyanka. Email address is guideme@univariety.com. We're willing to help you. If some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know where I need to go in India, I need to put together like a college list, again, we're happy to help you apply. There are lots of colleges that are open. So survey form, Sanchita, is on top of the chat box. You'll see it on the sticky note. On that yellow piece, you'll see, has the current situation changed your university plan? So please do put it there. Okay, I'm going to take questions. So I hope you all understood what critical thinking is, how it's important and why it's important, what it means, what are the skills that you need. There are 5 different skills. How it will benefit you. You're going to learn different skills like presentation skills and research skills, and build your confidence and creativity by putting this into practice, and how you can put it into practice right now. Okay. Vivan, did you see the form? Thank you. You're very sweet. Thank you for helping us. I hope that's our form that you put there. Okay. All right. Sunay, I hope you found the form. Tvesha, I hope you found the form. Yashraj, you're asking me, are these skills interrelated in any manner? They're not interrelated, but it's a process that you need to follow in order to have good critical thinking skills. So you can't just have observation and communication. You know what I mean? You can't just say, Yashraj, oh, you know what? This is the problem, and I saw this is going to be a problem based on all of this. But and you communicated well, but you're not saying what you found, what data you found. You're not saying what solutions you found. Nothing are you able to, you need to have all of those components also in order for it to be an effective critical thinking skill. I hope I understood. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Can analytical questions be one of those activities? What do you mean, Nishit? Asking analytical questions, you mean? As part of critical thinking, just rewrite your question to me, please. Can analytical questions be one of those activities? So Nishit, just tell me what you're referring to. Okay. Vatsal, does it get better with experience? Absolutely. And that's why I want you to start putting it to use now. It's critical thinking is something that you can start today. Like I said, that little project that I was talking about, just with the current situation, I know we're limited, you can't go out and do things, but just in your little space, how can you put that skill of critical thinking more? So maybe even a solution, finding a solution to a problem that your teacher's given you, it's something that you can do. So definitely start to put it, and it does get better with experience. Okay. So Yashraj is asking me, are these skills necessary in our daily life apart from our career? Absolutely. So Yashraj, as I said, first of all, if you're deciding which college to go to, that's a critical thinking, it's a question that you need to kind of decide where you need to go, what would be most suited for you. Okay. So there's one place. When you go for your college interview, they're definitely going to give you either in your group discussion. So you're sitting with other people, they'll give you a problem and they'll ask you to find a solution. You need to be able to critically think and analyze the situation and find solutions. You can't just say, oh, I think this is what somebody else said, so I think that's what I'll also do. No, you need to be able to think independently and answer on the spot. Okay, so here are some even in your school, I'm sure there are opportunities where you're able to critically think. Okay, theory of knowledge is something that in IB, which in your IB diploma, that helps you in order to do that. It trains you in order to critically think and analyze a particular situation. Dr. Mohammed, I don't have your full question, so if you could ask me your full question, I'm happy to help you. Pretty Shetty, what are the ways you can make someone solve a problem with ease? So, and without any fear. So, it's not about making, so I hope you're talking about yourself, Pretty. It's about you finding a way to solve a problem without any fear. Okay. So, you need to weigh out all your options. That's what you need to do. When you have a problem in front of you, your end objective needs to be to find a solution, not to be stuck in the problem that you all. Okay, so you need to weigh out all your different options that you have. You need to look at what caused the problem. Okay, you need to look at different ways in which that problem can be reduced. Okay, and find a solution for it. So you can use all of these 5 that I talked about. These 5 steps, if you talk about, it'll definitely help you come to that place where you're able to solve situations. So it's good if you go in that particular order that I told you. Okay. Okay, what other questions do we have? So somebody asked me, right, about so grade 12 students, please don't forget to fill out that form that I have told you. It's part of your critical thinking skill that we are talking about today. Okay. So Twishi is asking me, do you know any undergrad courses in India for filmmaking? Yes, I'm pretty sure there are. I think Whistling Woods has a bachelor's program that you can look at. I'm pretty sure it is in filmmaking. But there are very few. There are institutes that offer more like diploma programs. I'm not sure of any of the liberal arts schools, so you can look at some of the liberal art programs and see whether they offer, or any of these mass media schools. So Manipal has like a visual communications. Maybe they'll also have film making, Twishi. So that's something that you can look at. So Neerav Shah is asking me, what's the so critical thinking and logical thinking is pretty much the same. Yes. It all works in the same way. So using logic in order to find a solution is what critical thinking is. I think a lot of entrance tests also has, questions related to critical thinking, where you are forced to actually critically think in order to solve a problem. So they'll give you a situation that they ask you to, analyze it and logically think or critically think and solve it. Okay. Is software developing a good career option? Absolutely, Krishna. If that's where your aptitude and your interests lie and it fits in with that, definitely. But what I would recommend for you is to keep it more general for your bachelor's degree. So something related to computer science or computer applications in the bachelor's degree, and then go into, or just BSc computers or computer engineering, any of those in your bachelor's, and then you can go into software development for your bachelor's, Krishna. Okay. So Akanksha, how can you critically solve without prior knowledge of the subject? Good. So when you are critically solving, you will have the situation in front of you, right? That's why it's so important to analyze, or the analysis part is so important. Okay, so you need to be able to, so even if you have no prior knowledge of a subject, you can look at the whole idea is that you look at a problem and you're able to objectively solve it. You know what I mean? Objectively means without your own opinions coming into it. So sometimes you have already decided that you want to do something, and then your friends will come and tell you, or your family will come and tell you, hey, that's really not a good idea. And then you're like, oh, yeah, maybe this is not. I looked at the problem, I looked at, all my information, I researched, I found out this is the best solution, this is the best fit for this problem. But all these people are telling me most of the time that's what happens. That's how we stop critically thinking, because we listen to other people's opinions. I'm not saying you don't need to listen to anyone's opinions, especially your parents. You have to, but it needs to kind of fit into what you have. And that's why it's so important when you are doing something like critical thinking or trying to find a solution, whether you have prior knowledge or not, you need to have all the information and the data that you need in order to come to a solution, because then it's objective. It's not what you're saying, it's based on what you've been reading, all the research that you did, all the data that you found out. Based on that is how you have come to this solution. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. So how to choose the correct option? Tanya, what do you mean? Nirav, I've already answered your question. Okay. So normally logical thinking is with logical spatial. Okay. That's what they want. So normally what I have seen in aptitude tests with logical spatial is, they show you different shapes and they want you to logically think about what would come next. Okay, to see whether you're strong in that kind of thing. That's what logical, normally it's like very abstract thinking. Logical spatial is more like that. Critical thinking has, you need to have your information, you need to have that, but they are very much alike. Yes, like a riddle, you're right. Okay. Can you give examples of these skills in our classroom? So even I was trying to think. So it could be, I don't know if you're what subjects you're doing, Yashraj, but maybe it could be something that has been a situation. For example, take our current economy, right? And the effect that it's going to have on the world in the future. Now, like someone said, you have no prior knowledge, but what it makes you do is start to research, find out what the economy was like before this pandemic hit, what's happening right now, what could possibly be the impact of it later. So it all depends on a subject that you are interested in, and then you can find so many different questions that you can start to critically think and analyze. Okay, Nirav, you're continuing to ask me the same question. Samar, can you suggest some ways to increase critical thinking? So I did. We did talk about it. So there are lots of exercises that you can do. They're all available for free online. So it depends, Samar, how many people you have in your household. You can do team building activities related to critical thinking. I'm sure there are board games related to critical thinking that you could do. And there are simple exercises that you could do on your own with regards to critical thinking. So for all of those who've been wanting my email address, it's guideme@univariety.com. So please go ahead and, write to me. Okay. Okay, ma'am, it is like a gesture game to solve a problem? It's not like dumb charades. No, it's a little bit more than that. Okay, it's a little bit more. It's about finding solutions to issues or problems that are there. It's way bigger than that. Yeah, that's a nice way. If you want to start to learn Sahil, if you want to start to learn something like critical thinking, yeah, you could have a fun game like that, but that's not really what critical thinking is. You need more skills than that. Okay. Ma'am, I want to go into film. Tvesha, yes, I can help you. Just write into me and then I can see how you need help. Okay. What is the difference between learning in the past and now in the 21st century? I'm not sure what that means. Learning is learning. The types of learning is different, Yashraj. I don't know if I'm understanding your question properly, but there's more technology that's involved. Learning is very, very advanced right now. When I went to school, we did learning by writing everything. We had little slate boards, or we had notebooks. We had no laptops. For you, now it's very different. It's very advanced. Okay. So all the more reason why you need to learn how to think first of all, and then think critically is a step two. Because for us, we had no gadgets, we had nowhere that we had to do research and stuff like it was only books that we had to read. Now you can put anything in Google and you find it. So you really don't have to think that much. So it's a lot different. That's why some of these skills that we're talking about, it's things that we used to use many, many years ago, and it'll continue to stand very, very strong, like critical thinking, like communication, like being creative. All of it is very, very important. And these are things that you can still use in 21st century learning. Okay. Even IQ tests require critical thinking. So there are some psychometric tests that will actually look at your mechanical thinking, your critical thinking, your logical and spatial aptitude. Yes, so you're right, Vivan. So, some of us need to practice it more, including myself, because it's something that we don't put into practice. We don't really need to critically analyze things, no, but then make an effort is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Will a career of law be replaced by robotics in the future, Nirav? I really doubt it. So anywhere where human emotions and interaction and feelings are required, I don't think robotics can take it. Maybe for some activities, right? But not what a lawyer does or not what a judge does. I don't think that will ever be taken over by robotics. But maybe the filing system, or maybe what a legal secretary does. I don't know. I'm just now guessing. Maybe some things could be automated, but not when it comes to actually solving a problem or a situation. Okay. Tvesha, yes, I can help you. I told you to write into me. Okay. Would you suggest students to study in their respective countries or try it again once the pandemic subsides? Really good question. I think you have to weigh out your options. This is a great way in order for you to use your critical thinking skills. I think if you've applied abroad and you've got accepted, that's great. But you need to look at what it's going to be like. What's your safety going to be like? Are you going to get financial aid? What are the classes going to be like? How safe is it for you to go? Maybe you want to defer, you want to go next year. That is an option if your college allows you to do that. I definitely recommend that you find backup universities here in India. If that's something that you want to do, you can go ahead and just fill out that form that we've put on top of in the chat box on the sticky note. Please fill it out, and then we're happy to help you. Okay. Do we need to take other people's feelings into consideration? Of course you do, Vatsal. What kind of a question is that? Yes, you do, but what they say has to be with strong basis. You know what I mean? You don't ignore, especially when you're working on a team and you're trying to find solutions and you're trying to think critically. It's important that you gather everyone's, all their perspectives, and then you put together a solution based on everyone's perspective. Okay. Is fashion designing a good career to step into? I think so. Especially if you're interested in fashion designing, Sanchita, you need to already have, what's most important is your portfolio. So you need to have been designing already. If you're in grade 9, 10, you should start to do it now. 11, it should be quite ready. Okay. So think about what you want to do. There's also like luxury management, fashion management. There's business and fashion that you can do. So think about maybe broadening your horizons a little bit for your masters. Okay. Is biomedical a good option? Absolutely, Siddhi. There's many different colleges, really good colleges like VIT and SRM and all of these, BITS Pilani, they're all offering biomedical engineering. And I know some really successful graduates from there working for places like GE and everything soon after they've graduated. It's hard work, but it's totally worth it for you to do it. Okay. So definitely look into that. It's an upcoming career, by the way. Ma'am, what field should we take for going for hacking? So computer science is very important. So anything that will give you, Sahil, and an exposure to do computer science. Try the VIP ethical hacking, the virtual internship program if you haven't already, so that you get more information about it, and that will tell you what kind of subjects you need to do. Okay. Krish, so we're almost at the end of time right now. If you can watch this, Krish, all of this webinar will be on our Univariety YouTube channel. So just go there and you can watch it and you'll hear everything I was talking about. Okay. How to choose the correct course for career option like chemical engineering. Okay, so you mean the subjects, Kashish? I'm not sure what you mean. You will have to take science related subjects. Physics, chemistry, math is what you need for chemical engineering. Okay, and it is good. It's a good choice of career in order for you to go into. But I really hope you like physics, chemistry, math, because that's what you're going to be doing for a long time. Tvesha, I did answer your question. You can write into me at guideme@univariety.com, and I will be happy to help you with deciding where to go to study film. Okay. Okay. Krishna, I said it would be important for you to do computer science. Basically, first do a bachelor's degree in computer science or computer engineering, and then for your master's, go into software development. Okay. So Sheetal, if you could write to me, I'd be happy to help you. How to choose your career. There are lots of counselors who can help you. There are psychometrics that you can do, and we can help you through that. Okay, so it's too long. It's what I do for a profession, for a career. So how you choose your career and subjects is very important. But we're happy to help you. So what is Bhumi is asking me, what does critical thinking lead to? So it's a 21st century skill. It's something that you need. It's something that you will need in your workplace, in your college. So it's very important that you have it. And where can we use it? You can use it in subjects that you're interested in. You can use it for world problems, maybe problems that are happening in your own area. It's somewhere that you can use it. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think that's about it. I'm going to log out now. If you have any more questions, please write to me. Bharat, you're writing to me. Just write to me at guideme@univariety.com and I will be happy to help you. I'll be here tomorrow with Kriya University. You don't want to miss that. They're going to be talking about admissions. We're going to be talking similar to what we did with Ashoka University. So don't miss out. I hope to see all of you here tomorrow. Okay. Dhriti, get onto the YouTube channel and you'll be able to see what inference means. Okay. Bye. Have a good evening.